What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a fun review for you. So I'm going to be checking out a fragrance. This is one of the new releases by HKPerfumes. This one is called All the Way, which is a clone of Torino24. So as always, I've got the original here, I've got the clone. We're going to be comparing, contrasting, and talking about it, and I'll throw links in the description. I do still have a discount link. I think it's like 10-15% off, something like that. Save yourself some money. Use the link in description. I got you guys. Okay, let's just jump into it. Enough chit chat. Okay, so Torino24 was released by Xerjoff last year. So Xerjoff, you probably know Naxos, you probably know Herba Pura. There's a bunch of famous fragrances made by Xerjoff. But the thing is, they're super expensive. I think they're like $300-ish, so really, really pricey. The HKPerfumes are obviously going to be a lot cheaper. And for those of you who haven't seen any of my other reviews of the brand, pretty darn good, I gotta say. In my honest opinion, yeah, they're fire fragrances. They're really darn close almost all the time. The one thing that I will say is really nice is they are like 40, sometimes even 45%. This one is 45% fragrance oils. So sometimes they last longer, or they'll be stronger than the OGs. So, you know, they're always at least as good of performers as the originals are, which is really nice, because sometimes they'll say extrait de parfum or eau de parfum or whatever, and it won't actually perform like that when you're dealing with clones. So that I will say, I'm happy with that so far. So yeah, let's just get unboxing here. So this is their new box design. It says made with organic natural fragrances. So they're using like organic, vegan certified USDA organic clean materials, which is kind of a nice thing to have when you're buying. And then inside it opens up like a book as usual. This is a 50 ml, and then inside it's going to have this nice velvet pocket here for your bottle. So yeah, not bad. I will say this one was sent to me by HKPerfumes, but y'all have seen I have a bunch of their fragrances already, so huge shout out to them. I won't let that sway my opinion, but thank you for sending this over. Anyway, here's the bottle. This is actually a new bottle design from what I'm used to, because before they kind of had like a cheaper plastic cap going on, but this is a nice heavy metal cap. I've got to say, I'm really impressed. And then of course, this matte kind of blue bottle here, and it says Pure Perfume 45, and the label is here on the bottom, All the Way. So yeah, 50 ml. Let's put it to the test. Really nice atomizer. That's another new thing. I remember the atomizers were decent. There was nothing wrong with them before, but that was crazy. That's like a pressurized atomizer. So very good atomizer. Smell it from here. Very good, yeah, very good presentation. I'm gonna give that at least an 8.5 out of 10 presentation. So very solid, especially for a clone. Usually clones are like not that good at presentation. Wow, yeah, so here we go. Here's the tropical. So yeah, for those of you who don't know Torino24, this one is like a tropical mango. There's orange in there. Here's the official notes. I'll pull it up. So mango, bergamot, mandarin, plum, orange blossom, pink lotus, styrax, which is, it's a resinoid, so it comes from a tree. Base notes are white musk, moss, and patchouli. And in the OG, it's interesting, and you know what, the person who sent me this, the rep from the brand, their like brand ambassador, had sent me this, and they asked, you know, hey, off camera, what are your opinions? And I was like, dude, this is really good. It's so funny because in the OG, there's this sort of like almost like a mustiness or something, and I'll go over it with y'all again right here, but there's some sort of like a musty or muskiness that I get less of in the clone. That was the major difference. It is very close. I said, and I'll say it to y'all now, in the initial spray, I feel like it is in that 85 to 90% range, right? As it dries down, it gets into that 90 to 93% range, very, very close. The main thing, yeah, see, there it is this is a little bit fruitier And this is a little bit, it has like that muskiness, but it's also like almost musty or like dusty or like, I don't know. I hate saying this, but like, I kind of like the cologne, at least in the initial spray, a little bit better, just because I'm more into the fruitiness. And this is very small differences, but I just don't like that mustiness that's in the OG. Does anyone know what that's from? I mean, they have white musk, moss, and patchouli. There's no like reason for it to be there, which is weird. And I've smelled it on skin too, and it's the same kind of thing. There's just a slight mustiness to the OG that is kind of been gotten rid of in this clone. So here's the deal as far as strength, because yeah, this is obviously more concentrated than this. On paper, well, they're about the same, I will say. But in the long run, this one, as time goes by, this one starts overpowering this one. This has that strongness that just stays through the whole time. And as this one starts fading away, the OG starts fading away, you'll still have more, you know, power out of the OG. So that is one of the things, one of the good things that comes from having something that's 45%, you know, which is like the max that you would really ever do. So they really did the max. In the fragrance, you get the mango, you get that plum accord that they have. Very nice, well done plum, by the way. It's almost like the one that's in Bad Boy Cobalt Parfum Electrique. I believe they had sort of a plummy, sort of a fruity note in there, and it's almost reminiscent of that in this. And then if you think about the mango in God of Fire, imagine they put those together, you know what I mean, and get this sort of tropical thing. This is going to be a killer for summer, spring, summer. This is really good for spring, summer. It doesn't have any sort of spicy notes or anything like that, so it's not going to be as versatile of a fragrance as, you know, if it had like spiciness in it. But I mean, that's with the OG. I mean, I'm just saying the fragrance is just, it's a summer, spring. And already you can, even on the paper now, you can smell this one stronger than this one. Very close. 9 out of 10 clone, maybe 9.5 out of 10 clone. I have to say I'm very impressed. And I was impressed already by some of the fragrances that pop out of HK. But like, that's good. And you guys know I roast some of the fragrances that come in through the channel. You know, this is, you know, I'm no stranger to the roast. So I will say, yeah, slightly fruitier. This one is slightly mustier. And then as it dries down, they're about the exact same, except this one is stronger and longer lasting. But other than that, not bad. I thought I was gonna have a little more to roast here, but not really. You don't get a whole lot of orange blossom, maybe some floral, maybe a little bit of just general floralness. Pink Lotus, again, Pink Lotus, that's a fantasy accord. So, you know, in both of them, you don't get a whole lot of that. It's mainly fruity, fresh. Yeah, and there's a reason they didn't put a whole lot of woods or anything in the base. It's very light. So it's very nice and airy and light. Not that it's not powerful, but it has sort of a lighter scent to it. It's not gonna be cloying or like too much during the heat of summer, you know? So yeah, this one is a go. This one is a go. I would recommend it. Check them out. They've got a lot of other solid clones. I have some other videos on them. But yeah, so far, pretty much every single one that I've smelled from HK has been quite decent. So definitely, yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching. If you guys like this sort of content, you want to see me try out different clones, or you want to see me try out different other fragrances, or do a buying guide of all the fragrances from certain brands, just, you know, make sure to subscribe, like this video, so then the good old algorithm shows you more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.